Everyone saw this week the story of the Syrian refugee and the young boy called Bailey McLaren in Huddersfield.
Now then. Fuck's sake, now, eh? Eh? You little bastard. Come here, you little bastard. Little bastard, I'll drown you.
I remember watching as this story broke. And as soon as it broke, the newspapers tried to involve me in it. And I was sent messages after messages from other parents whose children go to that school. And the narrative that was being spun, that was being spread across the world, was of the poor Syrian refugee being bullied and violently attacked and driven out of his school. But that's not a message I was getting from other parents at the school. And very quickly, I received messages from a mother there about her daughter, who was gang attacked by a group, including Jamal. According to the mother, I've got all the copy of all of the evidence of all the messages after I spoke on the phone with this mother. And then very quickly, that mother was forced to retract her story as threats to rape and murder her family were coming in online. So I wanted to go up to Huddersfield this week and speak to the mother of another child who was involved in an altercation with Jamal, the Syrian refugee.
Your son goes to Almondbury High. What did you think when you first watched the video of the Syrian child, Jamal and Bailey?
First thing I thought is just two boys. That one lad said something to the other lad and he's gripped him, threw him to the floor and squirted him in the face. Bit of water, nothing to it.
I understand. I looked at his broken arm and I thought, why is no one talking about his broken arm? I believe your son, there was an involvement.
There was an involvement. He was saying stuff to me, saying stuff to him all day and calling me a white fat bitch.
Jamal was saying stuff to your son. How old's your son?
He's 12. He was 12 at the time. Then they got him in headlock. Then another year 11 pupil saw it and pushed him off him, and that's how he broke his arm, because he had my son in the headlock. So another child was protecting my child because he was getting bullied.
So Jamal, so the start of this was Jamal was picking on your son,
Calling me a white fat bitch.
calling you
A white fat bitch.
making racial slurs
Racial words to me, yeah.
about you to your son,
Yeah.
and then he gripped your son in the headlock.
Yeah.
The age difference there, 15 to a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And then another boy in the school was pushed him out.
Pushed him off, and that's how he broke his arm.
And that's how he broke his arm. So, because I thought it amazing that none of the media.
It was how he broke his arm.
That's
And
how
my
he
son
broke
had to go to the police station for an interview, and it got squashed because it got classed as an accident.
Because the other boy pushed him.
Yeah.
But that's so. Why have none of the media spoke about how he broke his arm? Because he
Because
broke his arm. So essentially, he broke his arm
during another child.
during the bullying of a young child.
Yeah.
And none of the media spoke about it.
No.
What's your view on how the media have portrayed what's happened? As a parent in school.
Portrayed it, I think they've blown it way out of proportion. I think Syrian refugee, waterboarding, it's not. The waterboarding thing's really wound me up because it's not waterboarding.
Other children, other parents who you speak to around the estate, how do they feel? I'll tell you why.
A lot of people, what I've got back, have said, Jamal is a little shit. He's not an innocent little boy like the
way it's been portrayed.
No, he's not an innocent little boy, no.
Well, because you say that sitting here in front of me. Another mother contacted me, sent me images of her daughter who was violently beaten up, and she told me specifically, and I'm being threatened to be sued by lawyers. She told me specifically, I have all the evidence that Jamal was involved in the beating up of her daughter.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
At that school.
Yeah.
But she's too scared.
There's a fair few other people that he's bullied.
That Jamal has.
Yeah, but nobody will speak up. People need to speak up because what's happening to Bailey, he's getting made out to be the really bad bully, and Jamal is actually a bully.
For everyone who judges this 1 minute clip, the first thing you hear Bailey McLaren say is, "What are you saying now?"
Now then. Fuck's sake, now, eh?
What are you saying now? So something's clearly been said before. It was time to sit down and speak to Bailey McLaren, who's currently living in hiding with his family, to find out just what happened before and after this incident unfolded.
Obviously, the clip that everyone's been shown that went viral. What's the backstory to that? I watched, and the first thing I saw you say is, "What are you saying now?"
Yeah. When it all started was when he actually, in the lesson before, he was gobbing it off to me, saying stuff. I just laughed it all off kind of thing. And then I was sat in the dinner hall, and then one of his mates come up to me saying, "Oh, watch out, Bailey, he said he's going to stab you." So me being me kind of thing, I said, "Right, let me go confront him." Went up and was saying, "Oh, what do you say now, da da da." And then that's what the video shows. But
That bit there.
the threats of getting stabbed, and I wasn't going to take it kind of thing. I wasn't going to be scared or intimidated kind of thing. But
And you'd had an argument, so you'd been arguing in the classroom before this.
yeah, we were gobbing it off behind the teacher kind of thing. I just laughed it off, kind of, and just left it.
So, because the way this has played out, Syrian refugee, what effect did the fact he was Syrian have on the situation? If
There were no race or anything like the media have tried to put it out. It was just an issue between me and Jamal.
so
There was no race, and no because of his religion.
just another kid mouthing off two young children.
If it
at
was
school.
anyone else, I'd have done the same.
Yeah. In the first couple of days of this incident, I was contacted by parent after parent in the school. I've met a parent this morning from your school, whose 12-year-old son goes to your school. The hockey stick incident.
Yeah, he attacked a girl with a hockey stick.
And that was reported to the school.
Yeah, which the girl has then had to be brought out of the school by her own mum and homeschooled because of it.
So a young girl being homeschooled because of what Jamal done to her.
Jamal has done, yeah.
And then there's another girl that was jumped by a few young Muslim girls, and I spoke with her mum.
Yep.
And I had all the screenshots and all the photos, and Jamal apparently was involved in this attack against their daughter. But so at school, because the other mother I spoke to this morning said at school, he's not innocent.
Not innocent at all. The thing, like the mother with which said her daughter got bit on the head by Jamal.
Yeah.
She's had then to say, well, kind of thing, because of the death threats and the rape
to
threats.
retract it because of death threats.
And the rape threats that she were getting.
You're 16.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
You should be taking your GCSEs.
GCSE, most crucial, what I've actually been building up for my GCSEs, to take my GCSEs for all my school life kind of thing. This is the main year which I should be getting my head down in school, but now I'm suffering from that.
When was this incident with Jamal?
6 weeks ago, around 6 weeks ago, yeah.
So there was you had this altercation 6 weeks ago. What happened at school about it?
The school said, so they left it kind of thing, and then I got brought in by the head teacher. He said, the thing you'll be getting is an hour detention. Left school that next day, at school that night there, and he phoned up my grandma and said he's been excluded for 2 days. So then I'm thinking, all right, I'll be going back in school on the Monday. Then got a phone call and said, well, he's permanently excluded. He won't be allowed back into the school.
What did the teacher say, the head teacher? When you had a conversation with him about this incident,
He said, if this headline gets out, all messed up.
If the headline gets out? So not to do with the incident, but if the headline gets out? As in?
Syrian refugee. I said, it's got nothing to do with that. He said, is it because of his religion? I said, it's got nothing to do with that. I don't understand why this has been brought into the occasion.
A solicitor got involved?
Yeah, he then posted, I believe, he's posted the video after I've had a meeting with the governors and the head teacher.
So you've had a meeting with the governors and the head teacher?
Yep.
And then the next day,
it went right, the
video
Muslim
lawyer, 6 weeks after the incident has happened, 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
So the school have dealt with it. 6 weeks later, the video is put online, viral, and there's a big statement with the video, a big story about how Jamal has been bullied for years, 2 years in the school, and how when you read that statement, it reads as though you broke his arm.
Right, it's not true. It wasn't me that broke his arm at all.
Was you involved?
Wasn't involved in it
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
So this is your
I wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there. So this is your first altercation with him. He's mouthing off at you in class. Then you hear he's going to stab you. So when that then comes out and you see it going viral, the way it went viral,
I didn't know what to do with myself, kind of thing. You get all the comments that I would read and all this type of stuff, and then hours later, my address got put out, and then there were people turning up at my house in cars, all this type of stuff.
I've seen comments on here saying your sister should be the same as yourself. Your sister's a mixed race. Is that right?
Yeah.
Say if I just pick some of these I'll find you on my way. I'll rape you. It's a picture of you. Who is Alfie? Who the fuck is Alfie and Bailey McLaren, the dirty racist bastards? You better make sure that kid isn't at Almondbury School, because we're going to do exactly what he's been doing to other kids. And the older one is getting his head caved in. The older one must mean your brother. People like you shouldn't have right to give birth. These are aimed at your mum. Kill yourself and kill your whole family. In the sense of, if we talk about bullying, you're what, 16?
16, yeah.
I hope your son gets raped. There's a lot of instances of rape here.
Yep.
Again, look, do you know what, I get lots of this, yeah? And it worries me. And I'm a man. You're a 16-year-old kid.
Like aiming at my mum and my sisters, saying they're going to rape my mum, saying rape my sister and stuff like this. It's just appalling.
You know the rape threats? We're in Huddersfield, yeah?
Yep.
A lot of these that I'm reading here are young Muslim men. One of them actually says, you know what we do in this area. One of them actually says, specifically, you know exactly what we do. I think he's referring to, because in Huddersfield, the town we're in, 61 men in the last 12 months have faced charges for the gang rape and prostitution of young English girls. 61 Muslim men. So how real do you take those threats?
Serious, very serious. Because in my hometown, there's that, like you said, there's 61 people that have been.
And that's why you've left.
Yeah.
That's why you're in hiding.
Yeah.
Have you seen the media report anything about the threats you're facing?
And all they've reported on about is the Syrian refugee as they parade across.
Yeah.
No, there's been nothing on thing about saying, well, look what his family's had to face, look what he's had to face. Nothing.
Just a kid having an altercation at school.
Which happens all across the country.
So from the minute this happened, your house is coming under attack, your family's coming under attack, you're receiving all of these, and I read a newspaper article saying you'd gone into hiding. I read that you'd left the country with your mum. That's what I read.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, we went into hiding kind of thing because we had all these threats.
Yeah.
Rape threats, death threats.
Bearing in mind basically all of these, there's thousands. There's thousands of these threats. Bearing in mind there's thousands of threats, and they're all from Muslims who are looking for you. Where did the police relocate you?
Beeston. In a bed and breakfast next to Winston's.
The bed and breakfast next to Winston. Winston's is a prostitute haven in Leeds. Beeston is a Muslim community.
Yep.
The bed and breakfast was owned by a Muslim.
Yep.
And that's where they were driving to take you in a riot van from Huddersfield.
We've looked at the reviews on it and
I've read the reviews. It's crime, full of prostitutes, full of drug dealing. This is the B&B that the police were taking you to as a safe place.
They may as well just put an arrow on top of my head saying, look, he's here.
He's here.
Yeah.
You should be taking your GCSEs.
GCSEs, most crucial, what I've actually been building up for my GCSEs, to take my GCSEs for all my school life kind of thing. This is the main year which I should be getting my head down in school, but now I'm suffering from that.
How would you do in your GCSEs? What's your predicted grades?
Yeah, good. Intelligent. I'd be getting high grades.
If you could say something to those people who are judging you, the people who think that you're a bully, that you're a racist, that you're a horrible individual, what would you say to them?
Try and get the other side of the story first. Before you actually start making the threats and these threats that have come across. Yeah. Just get two sides of the story, because then your opinion will change. Maybe so.
Yeah. Are you scared now?
Yeah. Scared for my life, scared for my family's life.
Over the last 2 years, a young girl has been bullied at a school in the south of England. Here's 2 videos of the Muslim girl who's been bullying her.
Yeah. And you just said that you didn't say that.
Oh my God. I'm showing her face.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Both these incidents happened in the same period of time. Both have been shared online and both have been made public. Will the media report that the English girl was waterboarded? Will that be in the headline as she threw water upon her? This is worse than Bailey's. Far worse than Bailey's. This is 2 separate incidents on camera. The girl had to leave the school after 2 years of bullying. Will she face court proceedings? Will she be prosecuted in the same way Bailey has? The media, the politicians, the far left, none of them care about the young English girl getting bullied. None of them. They only seem to care about the Syrian.
All the people who said they cared about bullying, the whole media and this whole campaign resulted in the complete bullying and targeting of an entire family over a school playground altercation. That's what that was. And now you have a 16-year-old child, because that's what Bailey McLaren is, a child. And if you look at the word refugee, a family driven from their home through persecution. Well, I've just left a family of refugees, but they're not in Syria. They're from Huddersfield in England. And right now they have nowhere to live and nowhere to go. And they're scared. She's got 2 mixed race 11-year-old daughters. Looking at their faces and how miserable and upset they were. One of those girls has been driven to self-harm in the last week. 11 years old. To all the celebrities that made this their business to highlight this and push this agenda. Duncan Bannatyne, all of you celebrities. Piers Morgan, all of you who told the story without even knowing the entire facts of the story. Without even knowing or looking or hearing the other side of the story. Your campaign has resulted in the persecution of a family. Your campaign of children. I've just left a family with young children 3 weeks before Christmas. We look at the campaign that was driven for Jamal. And that's what it was. It was an organised, orchestrated and timed campaign by a lawyer. And the lawyer who's headed this is a lawyer that's been used before by Islamist organisations, by terrorists, okay? By terrorists. He issued me a threat to take me to court. Take me to court. Well, there is a family right now in need. And I've left them. And in fact, I've just extended their stay. They have no money. They have nowhere to live. They have no one to turn to. The council, the government, no one. They've tried to relocate them, no one. Now, I'm not going to, three weeks before Christmas, what's the time now? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're on our way back up. And Kev and that are driving straight back up tomorrow to relocate this family. They need relocating. Now, if you want to support them, a GoFundMe page was set up 3 times for Bailey McLaren's family because they genuinely need support. They genuinely need help. They've got nowhere to live. Do you know the mother? They haven't been back to the house. They've got no clothes. They're too scared to go back to the house. They've got no clothes. The children, the little children are asking, what about our Christmas presents that were already under the tree? I'm sat there as the mother's telling them, we can't go back there. We cannot go back near there. They're terrified. They're terrified. It's disgusting what's happened here. The way this has been turned, the way this has been blown up. But I don't want to see that family like that. And that family genuinely need help. And unfortunately, at the minute, they haven't been able to turn to the council or the government or social services and the people that should be helping them. So if you want to support them, I'm going to support them. If you want to support them, you can do so at supportbailey.com.